Do you send out much in the way of email communication to those people who are on your list?
I definitely try to keep up. So if you went and subscribed and took the time out of your day to do so and to engage with me, I do engage back. So I will send you either a hello or a good recipe or some recipes that aren't always uploaded to the site that I just share.
Yeah.
So I keep up
Yeah.
as much as I can. But if I ever don't, it's because there is a lot of social media channels. There's a lot of online
Mhm.
ways to market yourself, and trying to find a perfect foundation where I tie them all together
Yeah.
gets a little bit tricky. And I know people outsource for that. So I'm still playing around with it. But if
Yeah.
you do put your email in there, I'll email you and I'll say hello.
Yeah. And so it sounds like it's not necessarily regularly, scheduled emails that go out.
No.
And so it's a little bit more ad hoc than is it? So when you come up with a new blog post with a recipe, do you always send that out via email then to those who are on the list? Or again, is it more ad hoc? If you have time in your day, you do it.
Give or take. Like if it's like a golden recipe I want to share, yeah, you'll get it.
Okay.
And a lot of the good ones too, I will put on social media, like, hey, new recipe, check it out. So
Yeah.
I put it out there. Yeah, when there's something like those cauliflower wings, yeah, I love those. So I will push those and I will put it out a few times.
Yeah.
If I'm really passionate about it, you'll get it on your end.
Okay. So what I would recommend there, just when it comes to business success, it usually is driven by your list of your customers, right? Or those people who are passionate about your products. And because you're not retailing it yourself, you're going through retailers, so you're wholesaling it. You're have to approach it in a slightly different way than what, say, an e-commerce operation might do it. And so I love what you're doing in terms of using social media to build some brand awareness, pushing those recipes out, pushing out your brand and this, that's wrapped around being a mother, a busy mother, and the great food and everything that we mentioned. And so that's really good. And I think that you should continue to do that because you can build a tribe of other mothers really quickly around that. So to do that, I would invest a little bit of money into promoting those Instagram posts a little bit. So when you have a killer recipe like you have with the cauliflower, I think it would be a good idea to just, you throw $50 behind it in terms of just boosting it to a very specific demographic. So mothers with maybe young children who are busy and maybe some other things that you could find from an interest base within the ad platform on Instagram. And so then you're going to see the recipe show up, or the images, the posts show up in front of more individuals who maybe are going to be like, that's great, who've never heard of you, who haven't basically organically bumped into you and your posts on Instagram. And so that'll just really increase your reach really quickly. And like you said, getting to that goal where you can get to 10,000, so you can do that swipe up for the recipe, that's going to be really critical. And you'll see a big boost in traffic as soon as you get to that level for sure. So the more you can focus on getting there quicker, it's probably going to be better for your brand. Now, that shouldn't be the end all though. So doing stuff in social media is great, but one of the challenges with social media is you don't own that platform. And so Facebook, who owns Instagram, they could change the rules. They could ban your account for no particular reason. And so there's clients who have had in the past who have had some situations where they come to us after their account has been shut down incorrectly. And so then it's a long process to try to get Instagram to turn back on and so on. And if they are relying on that as being their traffic source, then it could really disrupt the course of their business if they're down on Instagram essentially for a few weeks or months or whatever. So what we encourage people to do is really focus on building a list that you own. And that's where I love your newsletter list that you have. And so what I would suggest is that you really double down on creating value for the people who sign up. And so sending them out recipes on a very regular basis, communicating to them with those great, incredible recipes with some great images and so on is going to be fantastic, because those are going to be useful for those people who have signed up, because they're getting what they're expecting, right? From that is some great new recipes and advice on how to cook good, healthy meals at home on a busy schedule. And so I would use social media to drive the traffic to your website, and then use the website to deliver those recipes, but also to get people signed up. And then I would start to put in play a email strategy where you can very regularly be sending out emails to that database and creating the value for those people to stay engaged with your brand. And so you're talking about the recipes, you're also promoting new locations as new locations come on stream. And you can geographically target your link, your list as well. So for instance, if there's a new store that opens in Edmonton, you can send that email information out to all of the Edmonton people who have signed up. And so that's really useful in terms of keeping it very relevant to the audience, because the people in Calgary don't necessarily need to know that. And now, having said that, you might still actually announce that to the people in Calgary, just because they obviously have friends and family just up the road in Edmonton, right? So they might then share some of that information as well. So it's not necessarily don't do it, but if you wanted to categorize your audiences, it's a great way to do it within the lists as well. So it's more pertinent.
Can I just say thank you? Thank you so much for that, because often a lot of us are just kind of go-getters, do it yourself, and we know it all. We do not. So it's nice to outsource to the pros and learn and take this advice and experience and turn it into something else. So thank you.